There. This is Dean Kinzer and Ira Goldberg from Ira Goldberg Auction House.
Ira and Larry Goldberg.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And so there is a tremendous collection here that is being presented, and I wanted to make sure that the public got to see it. It's a Tyrant Collection of many ancient coins that are highly desired, highly sought after, and they're in the kind of condition that are just incredible to look at. And so I'm going to have Ira talk a little bit about what he's got on display here, and hope you follow along. So Ira, if I follow you over to the tables or over to the displays.
I'm happy to talk about, first of all, this is an exhibit of ancient Egypt.
Yes.
So it's Egyptian coins, and of course it's called the Tyrant of the Nile. We start off with coins the ancient Egyptians was really late to coming to coins. The idea in pharaonic Egypt, money wasn't necessary. You had only two classes of people. You were either an Egyptian or you were a slave.
Yeah.
So money was, the concept of money and buying things was not quite the same in Egypt. However, by the time that Persia came in and pharaonic Egypt was being influenced by the Greeks, you have the last pharaoh of Egypt, Nefertiti II, who issued a coin. And it's a unique looking coin as it has one side a horse, a free running horse, not unusual. The reverse shows in hieroglyphics his name, and that's his coin. This coin here, it's got a free running horse, and then on the reverse you see the hieroglyphics, the heart and the lung, which is the hieroglyphics for his name, Nektan-Ebo II. So, as we go through here, these are all coins that were struck in Egypt. And it's important, like the second one, Artaxerxes III, he was a Cilician, he was a satrap, not of Egypt. But there he is, wearing an Egyptian helmet, showing that he was king of the Egyptians. So from there we move to the Greek Empire, and various coins that were influenced by Athens and Artaxerxes. But the Persians and the Egyptians have fought for many decades, centuries, in fact, well into the Middle Ages. So, but they were very much influenced by the Greeks. So it's when Alexander the Great conquered Persia that Alexander became like a god to the Egyptians, and he was honored. And so Alexander the Great struck a coin in Egypt. And here is the first gold coin of Alexander. Right?
Beautiful.
This was minted in Memphis, which is along the Nile. So that's really after Nefertiti II, that is a coin of Egypt. Then from there, you go to his general. Alexander the Great dies at age 36 in 323 BC, and he left his empire divided into four areas. Egypt was given to his general, and that was Ptolemy, who was a Greek. And Ptolemy struck a coin in his name, and it has Alexander the Great deified in the obverse, and the prow of a ship on the reverse. And this was struck in Memphis, actually in Alexandria. So this is Egyptian coin. And then we have a series of Greek coins, beautiful artwork showing Ptolemy I with the elephant skin headdress, representative of Alexander the Great. And then he issued a gold coin. And around 290 BC, here's a gold stater. Look at the quality. I mean, it's just incredible. And then, of course, gold was very much matter of importance to not just the Greeks, but all early peoples. Because the earliest coins made were struck from coins found in the Fertile Crescent, Lydia and Ionia, hundreds of years before Egyptians came to the game, striking money. When they did, look at these magnificent gold octagons and pentagrams of Ptolemy. And Ptolemy II, as was the custom in Egypt, they married each other. And as you water down the gene, we all know what happens. But here is a coin of Ptolemy II with his beautiful white Arsinoe, Bernanke, and then here is a magnificent gold pentagram, Bernanke. The earliest coin had a living female on and presented on.
Wow.
And look at the quality.
Yeah, boy,
So
these are incredible.
we come down here, we have more coins of the Ptolemies. And as the Ptolemy, they have the same general look, gold and silver, except when you get to Arsinoe II, Philadelphus. Her name. Arsinoe II, Philadelphus. And of course, the city of Philadelphia is named after her, the city of brotherly love. She was a result of a brother and sister and their offspring. And that's her. She must have been some beauty, regardless of the mixture. A beautiful woman, because this coin was issued. This coin was issued for over 200 years. Always among the most beautiful and stunning of all ancient Egyptian coins.
Absolutely.
And so we go through here, through the various Ptolemies, and until you get to, you can see the coin starts to lose its fine silver.
That's right.
And that's because if you want to do business in Egypt, in Alexandria, or Memphis, or in Thebes, you know, at the beginning of where the Nile starts, three major cities in ancient Egypt, you had to pay a signage. You had to pay a vigorish. You turn in your money for the Egyptian money. Of course, the Egyptians watered down the finest of the coins accordingly. Until you get to the most famous of all the Egyptian queens, Cleopatra II. So I take you over here. Here's the famous Cleopatra II. Look at that beauty.
Oh, I've never seen anything.
With that hook nose.
Oh, man.
She was
Very Greek.
She hardly would be a beauty in our eyes. But to the ancients, she must have been something else.
Yeah.
This particular coin was found in Ashkelon. It was struck in Ashkelon, which was part of Egypt at that time. Ashkelon is ancient Judea. So here she is, a princess. And there's only 4 or 5 of these in existence. This is the finest one.
Oh, for sure, by far.
But that portrait was, if she had walked into this convention with that nose, everybody would recognize her.
Where to next, Ira?
So let's go here today.
Oh, sure.
Here's my favorite coin, I think the most beautiful coin in the exhibit. This is a coin struck by Ptolemy the fourth, Philopator, king of Egypt. He was a Ptolemaic king, and this is an octagon. This is the height of Greek art.
I agree.
Struck in 222 BC. The coin stands a quarter of an inch off the flank in such high relief. It's the best in the world. There's only 2 of them known, and I chased this coin for decades before I was able to acquire it for the collector.
It's beautiful.
This is a multi-million-dollar coin.
Oh, for sure.
So then we come here, and you can see how the coin deteriorates.
Yep.
There's a little bit of gold. Every one of these coins was struck in Egypt.
Gotcha.
So here is Vespasian with his son Titus. They just defeated the
Judeans.
The Judeans in 72 AD. Of coin was struck. It was struck in Alexandria, which makes it a very important coin. And then we come down here to you see the various coins that the Roman emperor struck and how they deteriorated. Very little silver in it, mostly bronze. And for the tyrant, it's got to be. There's not holes to fill. It has to be of the top quality.
Yeah.
And so there's a handful of these. Finding real quality specimen like this in base silver just doesn't happen. These coins were really heavily used.
Oh, for sure.
So if you get a top quality one like this, it's 1 in a million. And then the later Roman coins, the later Roman rollers that was striking in Alexandria. Zenobia is one of the famous.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that's a nice one too.
Yeah, for her, that's
Yeah,
pretty
usually
good.
pretty worn
And
down.
then by the time you come to Diocletian and the coinage reform, there is a beautiful gold Arius of Diocletian, and you see the mint of Alexandria.
Oh,
So we know that that was struck in Egypt.
Wow.
And as we come to the end, you have the Byzantine Empire. And the Byzantine Empire had a mint in Alexandria because it was a famous harbor there, and it was where the Nile emptied to the Mediterranean Sea. And so you have a coin of Justinian I, one of the earlier Byzantine rulers, and there is the name where it was struck, Alexandria.
Neat.
And then we walk through after the migration, after the end of the Byzantine Empire, you have European migration in all of Eastern and Western Europe, and you have the founding of Islam. And Islam starts with all the coins with Islamic script, saying things like in honor of God, of Allah, and you cannot have any graven images of animals or of idols. So the coins don't have quite the artistic, but there's still some very important coins here that are very artistic. And you'll have, going through here, you'll see coins of the caliphs. Similar look, but the name of the caliphs.
Boy, these
Some
are
of the most
beautiful.
the highest quality,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the most important to in Islam religion. You have we come to the Fatimids, where the famous Queen Fatima established her dynasty. You have the various governors of Abbasid governors of Egypt. And that went on to the Middle Ages, around 1000 AD, 10th century. And it carried through all the various Arabic mullahs, the shahs, and the districts. And stuff like the Ishkadids and the Tulmids, these were of Turkish descent. And then you had the start of the Ottoman Empire.
That's right.
And the Ottomans all issued coins, all the rulers, and then until Napoleon.
That's
Napoleon
right.
decides to come to Egypt. Big mistake, but he did conquer Egypt.
That's right.
And was there for a short period until he lost all his men.
Yeah. That's,
He came back for a victory,
Yeah.
if any. So, at any rate, then we end up with the exhibit goes around the back side.
does it really?
All
Do we
the way
continue
around.
on to?
Yes. We continue on to the Middle Ages until until Egypt becomes a independent nation again under King Fuad and King Fuad's son Farouk, who was a very famous collector. He collected coins, and he was big in every respect. His collection of pornography was second to none in the world. His collection of coins, second to nothing ever seen at that time. And America's Great Rarities came out of the 1954 sale of Fruit's collection when Egypt was taken over by the government. And then to modern times, to Sadat, and where we are today. So this exhibit covers, there's about 330 coins that cover 23 centuries of numismatics.
Incredible. Incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, you did perfect. And I don't know what I did with my camera.
Anyway, we'd like to thank Ira and for putting this on and helping us here. I'm sorry I lost the camera. Thank you so much, Ira, for an excellent educational tour of this beautiful collection. And thank you so much for telling us every little detail. Really appreciate it. Learned a lot.
Thank you
so much, Ira. Appreciate it.